you.
I'm so well trained.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Did you know there are something like 139 different types of dementia out there, and about 6 million people in the US are diagnosed with Alzheimer's, which is one of 139 different types of dementia. That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Welcome to the Mavericks of Senior Living. We have some folks here today who are up and coming in college, are doing some really amazing things in this area, and we're excited to show their innovation a little bit.
And stick with us, because if you want some free, I'd say, tools that are easy to download that can really help improve the life of someone living with dementia, especially Alzheimer's, you're gonna wanna see it.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
So stick with us. We're going to get a quick little message from our sponsor, and then we'll be back.
This incredible show made possible by our wonderful sponsors: Assured Senior Living, love, it's what we do, and Serenity Engage, where care connects. Now, a brief message from Serenity Engage. Serenity connects aging service providers, older adults, and their loved ones in a single network. Our web, mobile, and smart assistance products power the network that enables real-time, HIPAA-compliant communication, collaboration, and education. When we care together, providers increase revenue and lower expenses, older adults receive better care, and family has greater peace of mind.
And welcome back. And we have two incredible gentlemen that are on this show. And Catherine, why don't we?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting Rithvik about maybe a month ago, just on Zoom, and introduced through Pam Silverberg, a colleague of ours. And now we get to talk with Vedant as well. Welcome to the show, guys. We're really excited to have you here and share what you're doing.
Excited to be here.
So why don't you each share a little bit about your background, who you are, where you're going to school, what you're studying, and then we'll talk about what you've created together.
Sure. So I'm a rising sophomore at Dartmouth, majoring in neuroscience with a potential minor in sociology. Alongside my work on AlzBuddy, which we'll be talking about today, I also work with several 501c3s, and I'm on the board of director on one.
Wow.
Also, co-president of Dartmouth Generations, which is a club of college students visiting older nursing home residents and really forming deep relationships with them. Along with that, I've also published research on Alzheimer's.
Wow. So you've been busy.
Not much downtime there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And we need more of that. So glad to hear that. And Rithvik.
My name is Rithvik. I'm a current computer science and AI student at MIT. I'm a rising sophomore as well. Outside of working on AlzBuddy, this app alongside Vedant, I've also done a lot of Alzheimer's research myself, having published a few papers in this space on the computational side. And then other than that, I'd like to work on a number of AI projects for fun. I'm really interested in this space.
Cool.
And AI is a great opportunity upcoming for the senior care industry.
Absolutely. And I think too, it's going to come. I mean, there's going to be a lot of great things here that happen with AI and I think healthcare in general. And I think, Alzheimer's, how being so young, so obviously dedicated to your studies, how'd you guys get involved, and do you have a connection to Alzheimer's, or why this space?
Sure. I can answer that one. So both of us, we've known each other. We both grew up in the Dallas area, and so we knew each other from school. And basically, both of us had either family members that have been living with dementia or family friends. And what really prompted us to start really diving into this space is volunteering at a local nursing home in the Dallas area. At that center, there's a lot of individuals living with dementia. And that was really what triggered us to develop this app. So our interest in the space stemmed from volunteering at the nursing home center.
And how old were you when you did that?
It was like our first year of high school around then.
Wow. So 13, 14. That's
amazing. Yeah. What kind of prompted you to say, hey, why don't we go there and volunteer our time?
Yeah. So really we had heard about the center, like it's a very like big center in our area, and we had, we had like heard from like an older student that had volunteered at the center. That was a really fulfilling experience. A lot of students engage in volunteering at our school, but people do all sorts of things. But since we both already like hadn't had family members that were living with dementia, and we had heard positive things from that center, like that's what prompted us to go there. And I would say like when we started off, we didn't know like what it would be like. We just thought it would be like a interesting experience. It's definitely like it's a volunteering where you're interacting with the people that you're helping, like in a very like direct basis. So that's what got us interested, and that's what got us started.
That's pretty powerful, though. I mean, 13, 14-year-olds, I mean, embarking on, and yeah, I mean, that's incredible. Did you have a preconceived notion about what a nursing home was before you volunteered at it? Or because I always find that fascinating. Did you have an idea of what it would be? And was it what you expected or different?
I can go ahead and talk about that. So I would say we had a decent idea of what a nursing home would be, like, of course, focusing on not only the older nursing home residents themselves, but like the community building between them. What we didn't realize at that time was kind of like they're usually doing kind of the same activities on a day-to-day. And that's somewhere that we found a need, and that's why we, given past programming experience, had decided to create AlzBuddy.
That's interesting. So you kind of felt they were just kind of being too repetitious in their day-to-day engagement or activities, and you thought it needed to change?
Yeah, exactly. So like we noticed there at the center was that there is a fixed schedule of activities. I'm talking activities that were done in the center. So like games, like like they would have some activities on the TV, like watching certain things, but it was the same schedule for weeks on end. And we noticed that sometimes those activities weren't very individualized as well. Like there were certain residents that wouldn't really be responding to certain activities. So we thought that, there was some sort of need here, especially the fact that like with technology, we can bring all of these really amazing, like engaging experiences and also allow it to be personalized. So residents could interact with it and get what they want out of it rather than just like a fixed experience for like 30 to 40 people at once.
I love that. I think that's the key, I believe, is we need more personalized care and attention, right? And more personalized engagement. So, I mean, that's just a fantastic segue. So let's kind of dive into, and I'm going to share the website here, but kind of dive in a little bit on, it's called ALZ or AlzBuddy, right? And it's an app that looks like it's pretty much on all the major platforms, from App Store to Google to Amazon. And I want to make sure I understand this right. It's free? Is that correct?
Yes.
Wow.
It's completely free.
And why is that? It's great.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a need for an app like this, and we didn't find it, I guess, right to charge nursing homes or charge patients who, if we charge nursing homes, they're going to pass that cost on. Alzheimer's care, dementia care, nursing home care is already really expensive as it is, and we didn't want to, worsen that issue.
That's amazing.
I didn't even know what to say to that, because that I think is, an issue that a lot of people, a lot of fears that people have is.
It's hard.
I mean,
if you download an app, usually there's a price tag that comes later, or you run into a wall and there's a subscription to pay, which is appropriate because you have to stay in business if you're a business. But you all have done this as a gift to the industry, is my understanding. Is that correct?
Exactly. Like this is, again, like as Vedant mentioned, like we really like our motive here wasn't like to, like, we saw the problem, right? And so we thought that we would fix it. Adding a cost barrier, first of all, like makes it like harder for us to gain users, harder for people to actually benefit from what we've created. And more than anything, it didn't feel right to just like charge people for this service. So, we've done this as not only just a learning opportunity for ourselves, but something that nursing homes can be inspired by and use on their day-to-day.
I mean, so this is kind of cool. I'm watching this phone kind of roll through here, and it looks like you've got, from songs to athletes to pictures to, looks like some games. Give a little more insight as to where is this, where did this kind of design or this user experience come from? Because this is some amazing stuff on here that you guys have put together. So, yeah, where's the kind of the user experience? Where's that basis from, and how you decided to come and build all this out?
Sure. So AlzBuddy's like user interface definitely evolved over time. The current app has four main modules. So it has sounds, games, pictures, and a daily module. These all have like they're all from different inputs. Nursing home administrators, medical professionals, even some Alzheimer's patients themselves suggested some of the stuff that's now in this app. So if you want, we can go through it like module by module.
Yeah, let's hear a few.
it'd be
Absolutely. I'd
fun.
love to
'Cause
know.
I was surprised when I talked to Rithvik about some of the things that people are really interested in hearing and watching.
Yeah, sure. So I'll go and start with the sounds module. So the sounds module for AlzBuddy has over 2,000 different sounds, ranging from songs to commercials to speeches and karaoke. The songs are kind of the main portion of that module and are categorized by, as you can see, actually decade as well as pace.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
from like relaxed to like slow songs to like groovy medium paced and vibrant fast paced songs. And then users can also just like all decades if they want to hear something from just really any decade. Users also have the ability to favorite songs. So if they, favorited like White Christmas, they can go into just a favorites tab and just hear songs that they favorited.
Wow.
So they build their playlist. The one I was really surprised by was the speeches. Rithvik, do you want to talk a little bit about the speeches?
Yeah, so as Vedant mentioned, all of these like modules were inspired by either activities that we had seen like the nursing home like do and that we saw like was successful, and also like recommendations from like subject experts. So the speeches module, actually we had noticed like while at the nursing home that they would be playing JFK speeches very frequently. And I thought originally that was something that was very surprising to me. Like I didn't realize, I didn't make that connection. Like that would be like something that would be interesting, but that was like one of the most popular activities there. So we thought that what if we took all the top speeches, like all the top American speeches from like the 40s onward, and then put them into a nice like playlist that people could just watch over and over again. So that was how we came up with that module. Yeah.
Wow.
And you have analytics, right, to show what they're watching, what's being interacted with on the platform?
Yes, so a lot of nursing homes that we talked to while we were developing AlzBuddy and getting feedback, very much so stressed they don't want individualized data collection. So we do collect data on, someone somewhere, who knows where, has gone and clicked on a speech. We have no idea who that is. We have no idea where they are, to kind of align with those privacy like guidelines set by the nursing homes that we were working with, but we can see what people are really engaging with.
That's great. And you actually go into assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing homes, right? And provide this to staff who might want to use it as a tool for them to work with the people in their care, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
So can I put it on? Does it have to be a phone, or can it be a tablet? What are the best ways that I can, use and take it, use the app for either for team or for individuals or things like that?
Yeah, it can be a phone, tablet, really anything with one of the app stores that you can see on the screen. So the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, and the Amazon App Store. So Apple App Store, that's like iPhones, iPads, all of that. Google Play Store is any Android device, and the Amazon App Store is like any Amazon device.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Including Alexa, or not quite yet?
That's a good idea. We'll look into that. Not right now.
That's great. So if you had one, let's say two takeaways. Give one takeaway and then obviously a call to action. What's the one takeaway you would tell people that are on the fence about using an app for someone living with dementia or Alzheimer's?
I would say the first takeaway is the app contains a lot and is completely free. There's no harm in trying this. There's over 2,000 songs, 7 different games, all suggested by nursing home administrators, medical professionals, Alzheimer's patients. There's over 800 pictures. There's a daily module that was suggested by also nursing homes. So there's really no harm in trying it. It's completely free.
I love that. There is no reason not to download this and take a look at it, whether you're a staff member in a community serving residents, or whether you're a caregiver at home, or someone who thinks maybe they're having issues with memory. This is a perfect platform. Go download it. It is free. Check it out. I play with it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, there was something on there that I thought was really cool, and I'll play with it. And I think that it's just really important to keep our brains active as we grow older. And this is one of the many ways that we can do that and activate different areas of our brain. Right?
Absolutely. I think that's incredible. I think it's incredible what you guys have done together.
Yeah.
I mean, and put this together. And two, I think it's beyond generous to give it away. And I don't think, and I applaud you for, acknowledging the price and, the issue of
we talk about affordability a lot.
I really give you so much credit.
And we should be fair. This may develop over time, and there probably will have to be a price tag. But right now, take the opportunity. If you're listening to this, if you're watching it later, take the opportunity. We will have the link in the show notes as well.
Yes,
so that you
take
can
the opportunity, download it, and see what it can do for you or your loved one or a resident. Just take advantage of it, because we need more, creative inspiration from, like people like Vendot and Rithvik that are changing the landscape for the future of aging.
And so what an amazing life path both of you are on, and doing the things that you're doing and the passion that you have for our older adults. So thank you. We're going to be watching you.
And if anybody wants to get in contact with you, is this, I put your email up here. Is this the best way they can reach out to you to learn more about both of you, as well as, AlzBuddy as well?
Yeah, so this email definitely works. There's also, in the AlzBuddy settings page, there is a feedback form that if someone fills it out, they can choose to be anonymous if they want. They can put their email in if they want a response. If they submit that feedback form, that goes immediately to both me and Rithvik's emails. So we check that multiple times a day. You can just use that feedback form if you want. You can email the info@alzbuddy.org email. Either one works.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you for what you do. Thank you for being, inspirations to all of us. We really appreciate your hard work and your dedication to having an impact on those that are living with Alzheimer's and any other form of dementia. And we wish you the best at school as you guys get ready for your next, I'm assuming, next semester here, I'm assuming. So.
Yeah, and we'll keep an eye on you, and please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll have you come back on the show as you continue to make progress in this area, or you have new ideas and you want to share them with our audience. I think our audience is very interested in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you both for having us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. Thank you. All right, we are now going to move over quickly to our Maverick moments, which kind of are one of the highlights of what maybe we find in the industry here. And the one I kind of pulled up, which kind of came across my news feed, is this idea of, speaking of AI powered smart socks.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
This is from Chipping Norton, United Kingdom. So it's out of the UK. And basically, according to the research I'm seeing here, is these smart socks track heart rate, sweat levels, and motion of people wearing them.
Okay.
Basically, it would allow kind of the feedback to maybe be more proactive in care, not as invasive as some of the other tools that we have. And what's really crazy is there's no bulky monitors with this.
So it's probably wired in to the socks, and how I'm trying to figure out how AI plays a role in it.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
Okay, so it makes sense, because for a long time there have been shirts that have the components that can check your heart rate and read different things and report them. But it's really the software that is driving it and taking that data that must have the AI for predictability.
That's what it sounds like. It's using AI but they're machine washable and they don't require charging.
Okay. Now we're just in the Jetsons world.
Yeah, and it can check cognitive state. So I think you're probably right. It's probably
maybe through gait or habits.
Yeah. Wow. Or movement. So Yeah, it looks like this were invented. I mean, give credit where credit's due. Through research at Milbotics, Milbotix. I'll put them in the show notes. And then the University of Exeter. And then Dr. Zeke Steer, who's also a CEO there of Milbotics, came up with the concept. So, I mean, this is what we've always talked about is how can technology begin to augment and improve, right? Not replace people yet, but augment and improve for certain areas that we know we need better. You know, can this now help identify where if someone that wasn't maybe what we call, walkabout, right? Where they just kind of took off and got lost. Could this now be a minimal invasive way to know where your loved one is? Because that was one of the big triggers for me with my dad's dad, my grandfather, is he started driving. And I think before we realized how bad it was, he got Niagara Falls, New York, where he knew so well. He just got lost, and just couldn't remember how to get home. And that was like the first big sign. Like there's a few other signs looking back, but the big sign of like,
that moment where the family goes, there really is something wrong. I'm not crazy.
I mean, he even went, my uncle owns a Dairy Queen out there. He would drive there on a regular basis and, see, and have ice cream and just be social. He couldn't get home from there, even though he did it so many times. And it was just one of those triggers. It's like, we got to dive deeper, but luckily no harm ever occurred. He didn't, nothing like that. But I've had families stories where they walk around and they get lost for hours and they find them 6 miles away.
Yeah. This is interesting. And we're taking a little more time on this because we should, because I don't have a Mavericks moment. So you're helping me cheat today.
Yeah.
I think about when my mom was in that situation and we had to take her keys away. And the way we tried to do it was not us taking her keys away. We tried to have somebody else intervene. So we took her to have a driving test based on the doctor. We had the doctor
recommend it. Okay.
So we took her, but she passed the driving test.
What?
She passed it. And the reason is, as you know, sometimes when you're in that earlier stage, your adrenaline can keep you going. You can manage for a really short period of time. And that's the driving test.
And with somebody nearby you that puts extra stress in your body responds.
Yes.
But when my grandpa was in the car by himself.
Exactly. And my mom did the same. So what I love about this is, and there's been a company for a long time who has the tracker in the insoles. So that's a great thing.
But if you're not wearing those shoes? I always said, what if you're not wearing those shoes? You do have to
make sure it's in the right shoes. But same with the socks. What if you're not wearing those socks? But I love the idea of being able to show that and then creating some predictability or just data around it that we don't have access to without making them feel like they're under a microscope.
Right.
Yeah.
But because I think too, we're a big believer. My belief is we need more proaction in providing care, not reaction. I think we're a very reactive, right now in care.
Maybe because we've had to be, maybe now we're starting to get some tools that are allowing us to see more based on patterns.
So, let me throw this out there though. So how does, let's with all AI and all this stuff, resident rights.
Exactly.
Huge. How does this come into play, though? I mean,
I would say residents' rights, and then where is regulatory going to land on this? Because regulatory is so all over the place and kind of a.
But regulated rights of privacy, things like that. Are we invading their privacy without them knowing because they are wearing socks, or is it not an invasion of privacy because what we're able to use from that data is improving their quality of life?
I would say somehow someone needs to give consent somewhere along the way.
I don't disagree with that, but think about it though. Just because you're living with dementia doesn't mean you need to have your rights removed, right? Like, so
you can't make someone do it. That's for sure.
But where do we draw that line though? Because at the end of the day, if someone's wearing this and they do go for a walk and you can find them in 5 minutes versus 5 hours.
Right. And who's going to hack into that? You can think about all the bad.
Right. I'm just saying, I think that the part that I think you said it best, we've got to make sure the industry collectively understands what AI can do and what it can't do. And then how does that fit in the regulatory environment? Because the last thing we need is to overregulate this to where the point that we can't get any benefit from it.
Right. Then it doesn't do us any good. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
We should reach out to them.
I thought my thoughts.
And
My thoughts
If
exactly.
you're listening, we'd like to have you on the show.
Yes. Maybe we'll tag him in the post.
do that.
Let's tag him in the post on
Let's
LinkedIn.
Do that.
All right. So we're coming out on the crunch here, aren't we, Catherine?
We are. September 27th and 28th. What are you doing? We hope that we're going to see you at National Collaboration in Aging. Come check it out, Denver, Colorado, at the Colorado Convention Center. We are unconventional in every way. We are not what you're going to find at Argentum, at Leading Age. Those are great conferences and their content is great. This is completely different.
Yeah.
If you're an innovator, if you're someone looking to learn about innovation, if you're looking to look at things differently, this is the place to come.
And if you're a startup too, and you need some startup help, pricing wise, reach out to us. We've got some startups that we're able to do some special deals on, because at the end of the day, we know we need you to learn from the industry, but also the industry to learn from you. We don't want you to do something that's not solving the immediate problem of the industry, right?
Right.
We want solution-based ideas. So, wow, this is really a pain point of the industry.
Yeah.
Let's, add to solve that, right? Versus, we have this problem. We want to solve it, but the industry's like, that's 5 years down the road. We have like 5 problems that we have to solve yesterday.
Right.
Like,
where our house
really
is on fire over here and you're solving a problem for my future.
Right. Yeah.
And that's exactly it. This is a great place to come if you are starting up, also so that you can ask people. You'll have all the right people there. You can ask people, what do you think? Is this really helping you right now? And what do we need to do to grow? And in addition to that, we have some amazing content. If you don't know Dr. Carrie Cardassian, we've had her on the show before. She just did a documentary with older adults on LGBTQ issues for older adults in senior care. This is really important. And she's actually going to be showing that documentary at our event.
And that's powerful.
It's very powerful.
We have also Mr. Dale Henry.
Yes.
I mean,
he's a blast.
But not only that, but
inspiring.
It's again, this idea of we're melding multiple industries together, right? From hospitality to service to task-based to real estate to family dynamics to technology, and this idea of what is actual hospitality, what's actual service, right? And we have Miss Stephanie Staples, who was in her terms, a burned out nurse who has some ideas and, will give a great opening keynote here on
ready to help people,
ready to help
refresh yourself,
right?
Because you can't be your best if you're not refreshing yourself as well. So.
And I want to say this last piece too is I've been to plenty of the other conferences. This conference, we want to elicit an emotion that you feel it, that you touch it, that you do it. This is an interactive educational experience that you're going to get uncomfortable. And I think that's the best place to kind of push yourself is when you feel a little bit, this is, you want to
create change, you have to think differently.
Right.
And that one last thing, we keep going, one last thing, right? One last thing though, we actually have an amazing experience for those who haven't done this yet with Second Winds and a company that is providing that allows you to experience what someone with dementia experiences.
It's the dementia experience by Second Winds. And so it's a interactive experience where you put some goggles and glasses on, you got gloves and a headset. It's a both a physical feeling as well as an emotional experience to what someone living with dementia is navigating in their day. So it gives us hopefully a more real perspective as to what we can do. And empathy is what we can do. So again, we only have a few tickets. We only have some tickets left. We've got a small number of sponsorships left that we anticipate will be done here by the end of August, if not sooner. So please reach out today. We'd love to have your voice, your mind, your spirit, and your energy in Denver, Colorado, September 27th and 28th. And with that, go out and, shake it up a little bit, pay it forward, and just be kind to each other. Until next Friday, have a wonderful week.